When slaven Bilic decided to splash out £10 million on Robert Snodgrass, he failed to do one vital piece of homework on his latest recruit: discover what position he played. With that kind of lack of preparation, it's little wonder the West Ham manager is fighting to save his job, with his side propping up the English Premier League table without a single point. It appears to be only a matter of time before the Croat departs the Hammers London Stadium, but whenever his exit comes, it will be too late for Snodgrass to return this season. The 29-year-old this week ended a hellish 7-month spell at the Irons when he was reunited with his former boss Steve Bruce after joining Aston Villa on a season-long loan. Snodgrass was stunned when slaven Bilic asked him where he wanted to play. Getty Images alarm bells started ringing from his very first West Ham game as Bilic prepared to introduce Snodgrass from the bench against Manchester City just days after his big money move from Hull. "I was coming on against City and he said, 'Where do you want to play, on the left or right?' explained Snodgrass, who joined up with the Scotland squad this week. 'I thought, you have just signed me and I have played on the right or behind the striker at Hull City all season. That was my debut and alarm bells were ringing right away. I found it very strange and I realized from the off that it wasn't going to happen. Every time I played I was on the left. I don't know why he did it.' Aston Villa unveil new signing Robert Snodgrass. Image Aston Villa FC. I joined as Dimitri Payet left and maybe it was a case of you can play there. But it only filled in on the left on a couple of occasions. I hate that position, but when you are Scottish you are brought up to play anywhere. It's fine to play for 1 or 2 games, but you need to play in your right position, especially on the back of scoring 9 goals for Hull. At that stage nobody had scored more goals for Hull than West Ham. The manager was under a lot of pressure and I later said that out of respect I didn't want to go in and see him during that period. But when I eventually did speak to him I said I thought he would have known I wasn't a left midfielder and that he must have watched me after signing me for the type of money." Scotland's Robert Snodgrass hugs teammate Chris Martin during training. Image SNS Group. His answer was basically that when people are confident they can play anywhere. Snodgrass has been labelled a West Ham flop by his critics but insists his conscience is clear due to extenuating circumstances. He said, "There are certain things that I can't really say here. But once you look at it, I ended up getting a lot of stick for something after joining at probably the wrong time. There were a lot of broken promises and a lot of dishonesty and I realized it wasn't what I'm about. I want to wear my heart on my sleeve and be loyal. What you see is what you get. Sometimes if that is not a two-way street, then I don't want to be part of it." He wanted me to play cup games to try to impress, but I said I had done it at international and Premier League level and there was no way on earth I was staying to play cup games. I have nothing to prove to anyone. I've scored nearly 100 goals in my career and done it with a smile on my face. I know myself that when there is a manager that knows how to get the best out of you, then it's different, and that's why I chose Villa. I wanted to work with Steve Bruce again. But when you're doing something for someone, they should come out publicly and explain the reasons why, but that was never done. Robert Snodgrass trains with Scotland. Image SNS Group. I've sat and let everyone else do the talking. They can go about the business and I will go about mine, which is playing football, enjoying myself and being a good person every day. I have been at teams like Hull and Norwich, and when you have been signed for big money they need to play you to get value. But West Ham is signing lads on double and treble what I signed for, and when you've got too many and lads aren't playing, it's not a good environment. They had to shift 7 or 8 out at the start of the season. People can judge my time at West Ham whatever way they want.